Hi Moving Body, I hope you're all well. My name is Adele and I teach Pilates and yoga at the studio. I'm really happy to be here today to be able to provide you with a Untitled Flow yoga video. The session is going to be approximately 30 minutes long, and if you wish to make it a little bit longer, then you can repeat the sequence through twice, or you can add some extra Shavasana time onto the end. I'm happy to say that where we are at the moment, it is beautiful and sunny, so vitamin D is exactly what we're needing at the moment. Through our Untitled Flow class today, we're going to explore some traditional yoga moves. We're going to also add in some opening of the hips, opening through your heart line, some relaxation moments, and just allowing your body to be a little bit more full of energy and to allow you to be a bit more mindful of how you're feeling in the present moment today. If you are unable to do any of the moves that I'm going to be demonstrating today, I'll provide you with modifications, or just come out of the posture and come down into a rest position. If you know that you usually use a prop or something to aid you whilst you're doing a yoga class, such as a block, then you can use a block, or if you don't have one of those, then a couple of rolled up towels are perfect as well. If you need to use a strap to get into any of the forward fold extension positions while seated, then go ahead and do so please. Otherwise, if that is not at hand, you can use quite a sturdy scarf to help you. So before we begin, I'd like you just all to lie down onto your backs. Just find a little bit of space around you to make sure that you're able to move quite freely, and just allow your eyes to close and focus on your breath. I think it's very crucial at the moment that we remember and allow ourselves to breathe. I want you to think about scanning your body from the top of your head all the way down to your toes, feeling any parts of you that may be feeling a little bit sticky, a little bit stuck, whether or not you feel as if anything is niggling you at the moment. And I want you to focus your breath and your attention into that area. Start to allow your mind to float away and be present somewhere else. Imagine that you have a mist that's surrounding you from head to toe, and the mist around you is allowing you to focus on your breath. It's giving you time to readjust, time to recharge, and as you're scanning down your body, any parts of you that feel like they need a little bit more attention, allow this mist, this breath to come into that area of your body. Keeping your eyes closed, just feel any tension disappearing from all of the surrounding parts of you. So in between your eyebrows, on your forehead, slowly start to allow any tension to come out of your shoulders. Let your jaw feel quite heavy and slack, so your bottom jaw drops away from your top jaw. Your tongue comes away from the roof of your mouth, and then you start to feel your shoulders, your arms, your wrists relaxing. Your belly starts to relax. You relax through your hips, your thighs, your knees and your ankles. Let everything be heavy as if it's melting down towards the earth, and you continue to feel the mist just floating gently around the whole of your body. Within this mist, you'll start to feel energy as your breath starts to deepen, and you start to bring your attention away from anything else that's around you, anything that's surrounding you, and just channel all your energy within to your inner soul. Start to feel a little bit more energized from your toes, coming up through your knees, to your hips, to your fingers, to your shoulders, as we start to move into the next section of our class. When you're ready, bend your knees up towards your chest, turn them to your side, and carefully bring yourself up to a seated position. Allow your hands to just drop freely over the fronts of your knees with your palms facing upward. So you're going to be introducing energy into our presence at the moment. Bring your thumb and your index finger together and let the rest of your fingers just drop down towards the floor. Eye line lifts, so you're looking in front of you, and gently just draw your shoulders slightly away from your ears and lift your chest a little higher up towards the sky. You'll feel your heart line start to open, embracing through your heart chakra, and just relaxing any tension that starts to flow through. Now bring your palms down towards the floor, release your fingers, eye line comes forward. Place opposite hands onto opposite shoulders, gently spread your fingers nice and wide and allow your chest to lift so your heart line is opening. As you inhale, slowly twist towards your right. As you inhale, come back into the center. As you exhale, twist towards your left. And as you inhale, come back into the center, aiming to keep your hips as still as possible as you continue to rotate from one side to the other. Your breath stays calm. The mist is still gently floating around you, but it's now starting to gain a bit of heat, a little bit more energy as you continue your practice. Just one last rotation towards your left and allow yourself to settle in the center. Reach your arms up nice and high as if you're coming into a low sun salutation. And as you exhale, arms widen to the side and you fold your body forward. Palms come behind you, facing up towards the sky. Slowly uncurl through your body, bring your chest high, fingertips to the sides of your thighs. Allow yourself now to come onto your knees if you find this is a comfortable position. If you're not happy here, then find a modification. You can either place a towel or a block underneath your legs so it keeps you a little bit lifted, or you can continue to stay in your cross-leg position. Once again, hands come to shoulders. As you exhale, you turn towards your right. As you inhale, you come back into center. As you exhale, you turn towards your left. As you inhale, you come back into center. Now this time you sweep your arms overhead as you rise up onto a high kneeling position. Interlock your thumbs together, reach your fingers high, and allow your chest to lift, to open up through your heart line. Allow your arms to slide down by your sides, nod your head and sweep your hands forward, coming into a slightly straightened spine. Return to your low kneeling position to repeat the sequence once again. Inhale to reach up, interlace your fingers. Exhale to lengthen your fingertips up towards the sky, heart line comes forward. Exhale to sweep your arms back down as you come to your low kneel. And inhale to slide your arms forward. Slowly return to your seated position. Lift up again onto your high knee and turn yourself into your 4-point kneeling posture. So pressing deep into the floor with the palms of your hands. Imagine you're trying to pull the tips of your fingers towards you and send your feet long away from the top of your mat. Coming into a couple of cat-cows, press strongly into your knees and your shins if that is comfortable. Elbows are wide, round your spine, nod your head and feel the earth pressing away as you round your back up towards the sky. Now come through your cow as you pull the heels of your hands towards you, send your chest forward, tailbone untucks. Gently lifting through your heart line, through your belly. Push the earth away as you nod your head round through your spine and feel how your shoulder blades slightly separate away from each other. And slowly pull the heels of your hands towards you as you send your body in the opposite direction through to your cow. Now allow yourself to stop in the center so you're into a straight spine, elbows are soft. Tuck your toes into the floor, send your tailbone towards your heels and press yourself up into your downward facing dog. Make sure that you're lifting your heels nice and high, your elbows soften, you allow your head to nod, chest comes through your arms ever so slightly, and you're allowing your hamstrings to feel length through the back of your legs, tailbone sends high up towards the sky.
Now if you're feeling any pinching, any tightness through your thoracic, your upper spine, then round your spine, come slightly forward. Pause when your eyes are looking down between your hands. Bend your elbows to widen your upper spine and slowly allow your tailbone to come high back up towards the sky. Heels are staying lifted. Now you can walk through your dog if you wish. So you're lifting one heel a little higher as your opposite heel is lowering down. Your knees are soft as you're moving through this posture, and your upper body is staying as still as it can. Lift gently through your mula bandha, which is your abdominal area, just in between your groin and your belly button to allow you extra support. Now pause your feet and let your elbows soften more. Send your tailbone high to the sky as your heels stay lifted and your chest continues to lower slightly down towards your thighs. Now hold here for a couple of breaths in your downward facing dog. Your head is heavy, so allow your head just to nod and shake so you feel any tension being reduced and released from around your neck. Now very slowly bend your knees, start to walk your feet forward towards your hands and allow your upper body to hang heavy. If it's not comfortable to touch the floor, bring your hands to your shins, hands to your thighs, and keep your head hanging down towards the floor. We're in our forward fold or our Uttanasana. Everything stays heavy and lengthened down towards the earth. Bend your knees, and as you inhale, sweep your arms above your head and bring your hands down into your prayer at heart center. And allow your hands to come lower down by your side. You're in your mountain pose, or now you're in your Tadasana. Just allow your shoulders just to slowly roll around to release any further tension. I'm going to show you the first part of the sun salutation facing forward, and then I'll turn again onto the sides. We can continue with the Vinyasa flow part of the energized class. Breathing in, inhale and reach nice and high up towards the sky. Soften your knees as you exhale, bow your head down into your Uttanasana. As you inhale, you come to a halfway lift, so your spine is straight and your eyelids are looking forward down towards your toes. Again, if you don't feel comfortable with hands on the floor, you come to shins or you have your hands onto your thighs. Slowly as you inhale, roll down again into Uttanasana. And as you exhale this time, step your right foot back, your left foot comes back, and you're into your high plank position. Should you wish to modify this, you bend your knees down and you rest on the fleshy part above your kneecaps, but make sure you're not just hanging out in your hips. You want to keep your hips lifted, elbows soft, and let your chest shine through your arms. Now coming into Chaturanga, and modifications for this are you bring your feet down to the floor and you bend your elbows and you lower your chest down to the earth, and you can pull your elbows down to the floor. Send your feet really far away from you as you come up into a very slight upward facing dog. Nod your head down again, tuck your toes into the earth, push yourself back and up into your downward facing dog. Head hangs down, nice and heavy. We're going to stay here once again just for a moment. Elbows stay soft. And now lift your right leg off the floor. Bend your knee and step your foot through so your foot is now in between your hands. Lower your back knee down to the floor and release your back foot. Press into your front foot and lift yourself up into a high lunge, or come down into your low lunge for preference to start off with. Keep pressing into your front foot. Imagine that your front thigh is slotting into your hip socket and your shins in a nice straight line. Reach your arms up nice and high. Eyeline can look forward. Lift out of your hips so you're not dropping any tension into your spine. Now stay here. Bring the same arm down as your forward leg. Reach your opposite arm up to the sky and just slightly bend over towards the right. So you feel the length down the side of your body from your toes through your hip all the way up to your lifted fingers. And return yourself back into centre. Bring your hands down to the floor, tuck your back toes now into the earth and press your back thigh away from you. Your heel is long, you have energy through your back foot and you feel as though you're lifting your chest slightly off your front thigh. Press strongly into your front foot to reach yourself up now into your high lunge. Again, reach your fingers high to the sky. Allow your heel to press behind you, shoulders are relaxing down. Stay here for a couple of breaths. Feel the energy rising from your toes all the way up to your fingertips. Press the back of your thigh far behind you, press your heel away. Your front knee stays in line with your ankle, try not to let it shoot forward. After one last breath, wiggle your arms round and spin your back foot around so your back heel lowers down towards the earth. Your back toes are slightly angled in on a 45-degree angle, and you reach your middle fingers away from each other from your front and back arm, keeping your arms really strong. Your back thigh muscle will feel as if it's wrapping around your thigh bone, as if it's tucking underneath your glute at the back. You're pressing your arms strong, your elbows stay soft, your front knee softens a little deeper, and you're pressing the outside edge of your knee back towards the side of the mat. Breath in as you reach a little higher into centre, and as you exhale, bend a bit deeper through to your front knee. Keep pressing your heel long away from you, keep lifting your chest and your body stays centred. Holding your breath here for a couple more breaths, breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. A little bit different to other breath patterns you may have found before. Yogi breaths focus on inhale and exhale through your nose. Turn your front palm up towards the ceiling, reach your front hand a little further away and slowly reverse your warrior. Your back arm comes down, hand rests on leg. Your top arm reaches high up to the sky, and you can either take your eye line up towards your arm, or you can allow your head to settle somewhere in between your neck feels no tension. Keep gently softening into your front knee, lifting through your abdominals, gentle lift of your pelvic floor, and then we'll bring yourself back into your warrior two. Now we're going to come into a goddess pose. So your front foot, you turn your toes so they're now at a 45-degree angle, and you turn your back foot now so both of your heels are slightly turned in towards one another. Soften through both of your knees, working through your inner thighs. Your knees gently press back. Your heart line lifts. Extend your arms out and bend your elbows. Your elbows gently press backwards. Chest continues to lift. Soften deeper if you can into your squat position, and now just gently rock your body weight from side to side. One leg will start to straighten as your other knee starts to soften a little bit more, and just alternate, rocking from side to side, allowing yourself to deepen into your goddess pose a bit more each time if that feels comfortable to do so. You feel the heat starting to be increased through your inner thighs. Find the energy coming from your toes all the way up to your fingertips once again. Keeping your head centered. One last time from side to side. And now we pause back into the center. Stay within your goddess pose. Bend a little deeper. Now turn your palms so they face down towards the earth, and reach your arms all the way along as if you're coming into warrior arms. Soften a bit more. Hold just here. Allow your tailbone to drop down, your chest to lift up nice and strongly. So you're opening through your heart chakra, opening through your hips. As you inhale, your arms come down by your sides, and you slowly heel toe your feet
all the way in towards one another. Strong through your feet. We're going to come into some balance poses. We're going to come to a Balinese dancer. Peel your right heel away from the floor. Extend both your arms out to the side and stand strongly into your left foot. Slowly lift your knee up. Take one arm overhead, the other hand comes down in front of your chest, and you keep your bottom palm facing in towards you and your top palm faces forwards. You're finding your balance. Imagine you have a ball of energy in between both of your hands. And as you inhale, you swap your hands over. As you exhale, you swap your hands over. Find your drishti, your focus point, on something that doesn't move to help you with your balance. And again. Soften through your supporting leg. Your supporting foot is spread wide. One last time each way. And as you exhale, pause for a moment. Arms come wide. Bring your foot down, arms to your sides, and just walk through your feet. Stop in the center. Allow your arms to come down by your side, palms face forward into your Tadasana, your mountain pose. Allow yourself to catch your breath. Just let your muscles settle. Allow them to feel happy with the movements they've done so far, and just letting your mind relax and feel the energy starting to flow. Now taking your arms back out to your side again, step your feet a little bit wider once more, and this time your toes slightly turn in and your heels go a little bit out to the side. You're going to come into a forward fold position. Bring your hands to your hips, soft through your knees, keeping your back straight. Gently start to hinge yourself forward, and then take your hands down to the floor so your hands are coming down in between your feet. We'll come side on so you can see exactly the same movement from the side. Stay in the position, keep breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. Soft through your knees, should you need to be a little softer. Your back is staying straight, your head hangs low. Allow yourself to focus on the stretch through your spine, the strength and stretch down the back of your hamstrings, and finding your easy and comfortable breath pattern. Soft through your knees once again, hands come to your hips, and slowly round your spine and come back up to standing. Allow yourself now to come with your feet together and just jump yourself around so you're facing now towards the end of your mat. Reach your arms up once more. And as you exhale, lower yourself down into your Uttanasana, head drops heavy. Halfway lift, eyes to your toes, hands to floor, shins or thighs, and then drop down again into your Uttanasana. Step your left leg back this time, your right leg can come forward and drop down into a runner's lunge position here. So it's a variation of in between your high and your low lunge. Your high lunge, your arms will be lifted off the floor, and your low lunge, your knee will be down towards the floor. We're in our runner's lunge here, feeling the front of our hip opening up, pressing back with your back thigh all the way to the end of the mat and your back heel. Your front knee stays soft and knee comes in line with your ankle. Slowly drop your back knee, allow your front leg to straighten slightly, and let your head nod down towards your knee should it feel okay to do so. Find your breath here, feel the stretch down the front of the front leg into the back of your thigh, and slowly now bring your front foot behind you and sink down into your rest position. Stretching your arms nice and long. Breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your nose. Continue to stay down in your rest position and feel how your back is starting to stretch, releasing any tension from your muscles. Very slowly coming out of your child's pose position,
rounding through your spine, taking a seat down onto your mat to come into a little bit more of our yin section of the class. Ensure you have space behind you, and you're going to slowly roll yourself down so you're coming down towards the floor. Hold the back of your thighs, make sure that you're not feeling any tension through your back muscles as you're starting to lower yourself down, and allow your spine to reconnect down with the earth. Head comes to the floor. We're going to come into a version of an inversion. So you extend your legs up towards the ceiling, allow your thighs to drop heavy down in towards your hip sockets, and just pause here for a moment, just letting everything settle down, releasing any tension from any part of your back. Feel the blood flowing through your legs. Just stay here for a couple of breaths. Just enjoy the feeling of your sit bones widening from side to side. You're relaxing through your shoulders. Your palms are spread across the floor. Your fingers are nice and wide. Just stay here for a couple more breaths. If you're not happy to stay with your legs up unassisted, then you can just hold the back of your thighs. Just letting your blood flow back down to your heart from your toes to really work into your heart chakra. Now stay in this position for a couple more breaths. I'm going to come out of the move and just come up to a seated position. Now the standing part of the energized section that we have just done, the energized flow of the class, I've demonstrated to you on one side. To repeat the same section again, once you have been in your breaths, in your inversion of your legs up towards the ceiling, for a couple more breaths, then I'd like you to pause the video and return back to where we started with the first section of our Energize, to make sure that you do exactly the same thing on the other side. It's important that you make sure you do both your sides, because it's crucial that you allow yourself to have muscle balances, and this allows for your heart line to lift and be open and energized. It allows for the relaxation and opening of your shoulders and for the opening of your hips. So once I've completed this part of the class, from your legs up into the air, then please pause, return to the first part of the Energize, repeat exactly what we've just done on the other side, and then come back down to the final part of our class. When you've had your legs up into the air, with your legs up against an imaginary wall, just allow your knees to bend and pull your knees in towards your chest, and gently rock yourself from side to side. You'll feel your back starting to relax. And then when you're ready, just center yourself back into the mat again and hold once more behind the back of your thighs. You can either turn to your side and come up seated, or you can lift your feet slightly and start to rock yourself forward and back along the mat. Until you're comfortable, rock yourself up to a seated position. Slide yourself back so you're now sitting down onto the floor. I'm going to take your legs into a diamond-shaped position, so we're coming into our butterfly. Your hands can rest either just by your feet at the front, and you can nod your head and allow your spine to gently round up towards the sky. If you want to take it into a slightly more progressive position, then you slide one hand underneath your ankle at a time, let your upper body round forward, and you stay in your caterpillar, where you feel that your spine is flexing up towards the sky. But you're allowing your breath pattern to deepen your stretch a little bit more if that feels comfortable for you. If you're not happy to come down into the full butterfly, then keep your hands just on your feet or on your ankles, and just let your body hinge forward slightly and nod your head. Otherwise, you can slide your hands underneath your ankles, nod your head round your spine,
And just let your shoulders soften away from your ears. Hold into a butterfly for a few breaths. Just feel all the energy coming through your hip line, coming down your back body onto the top of your head, and just allowing you to soften a bit deeper into the posture. Any point you need to come out, please do so, and either come and lie onto your back or come back down into your rest position. Just 2 more breaths in the caterpillar. In your butterfly position to start off with. And slowly, as you reach out of the butterfly, allow your shoulders to have a little bit of movement. Squeezing your inner thighs together, let your feet come in front of you and just give your legs a little bit of a jiggle. Now we did a combination of butterfly with our diamond legs and caterpillar with our rounded spine. To come into pure caterpillar if you wish to, you have extended legs with your feet flexed and toes coming towards you. You inhale as you reach your arms nice and high. As you exhale, you nod your head, you round your spine, and your hands land wherever they land. So if they're up on your shins, absolutely fine. It's about allowing your spine to flex and relax. So once again, your modifications are, you can sit onto a block or you can sit onto some rolled up towels. If it feels more comfortable for you, you can have a slight bend through your knees. It's about creating opening and space and length through your spine. So focus on opening through your vertebra. To stay down in a pure caterpillar, you're lengthening your arms up, you're rounding your spine, your hands land where they land, and you feel the length through your spine. If you feel more comfortable to do so, you can let your head nod a bit deeper and the head comes down towards your knees. Stay for a couple more breaths unless you need to come out. Breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. And when you're ready, slowly reach one hand away from wherever it is at a time, round through your spine. Sweep your arms round by your sides and reach them high up towards the sky. Bring your arms down by your sides. And then scoot yourself forward slightly so your bottom is coming down a little closer to your heels, and just give yourself a nice big hug. Release your arms, hold behind the backs of your thighs again, tuck your tailbone and slowly roll yourself back down. Lift your legs up, and this was where we first started after our energized flow. But now bend your knees. You can either hold to the outsides of your feet, or if you wish, you can bring your peace fingers around your big toes and press your heels up towards the ceiling so you're in your happy baby. If it's not comfortable to reach towards your feet, keep your knees bent and just hold the backs of your legs wherever is most comfortable. Or if you have your scarf or your strap, you can put it across your feet and just gently hold onto it from either side. Now your options are to stay in your happy baby to let everything settle, or you can gently rock yourself from side to side. You decide on what's most comfortable for your body, and then you come and pause back into the centre. Either stay with your fingers attached to your big toes, or release and hold where you feel is better for you. Just inhale and exhale in and out of your nose a couple more times. And then when you're ready, release whatever lock you have on your feet or legs, bring your knees together and gently bring into your chest and rock from side to side. Coming into the last part of our class now, come to our Shavasana. Then you can bring your feet down to the floor, have your feet a little bit wider, and allow your knees to drop in towards each other and your ribs soften down. If you prefer to stay here, then make sure you're in a comfortable position. Otherwise, extend your legs long in front of you. You can let your heels drop in, your toes drop out, and your palms face up towards the ceiling. Now you just focus on breathing comfortably. You don't have to worry about your breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just breathe in whichever way is most comfortable for you. Allow your eyes to close shut and return to the body scan that you started at the beginning of your class. Focus on crown of your head, coming down in between your eyebrows, making sure your brows are not furrowed, they're relaxed. Finding your jaws heavy, shoulders are relaxed, heart line softens down into the earth. Your hips feel a little bit more open and wide and softened, as do your knees and your ankles and your toes. Find your breath. Allow your mind to float away to somewhere where it feels safe and comfortable. And just be happy that you've been present on your mat today and you've allowed yourself this time to re-energize, rejuvenate, and just flow with your breath and your movement. Just take a few more breaths, staying down in your Shavasana. Just keep breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Just remember that the more you bring the light of yoga into your life, the more that your light will shine brightly. Breath in through your nose and sigh out through your mouth. Stay lying down onto your back. Breath in through your nose and sigh out through your mouth. Now slowly start to feel a little bit of energy coming back into your fingertips, into your toes. Start to circle your ankles and your wrists. Let your legs have a little bit of a bounce, your shoulders wiggle just a little bit from side to side. And in your own time, bend your knees if they're not already so, and turn yourself onto your right side using your upper arm as a cushion for your head. Just pause there for a couple of breaths, and then when you're ready to do so, use your top hand to push yourself up into a seated position. Your palms now this time are facing down towards the earth to allow calmness and stillness for the rest of your day, the rest of your week. Keeping your eyes closed, we're going to just end our practice with 2 chants of Om. So you take a nice deep breath in. One more inhale. Continue to keep your eyes closed. Bring your hands to prayer at your heart center. Bring your thumbs up to your third eye in between your eyebrows to carry on thinking positive and happy thoughts. Bring your thumbs towards your lips to continue to speak positive, mindful and happy thoughts and words. Bring your hands to your heart line. Nod your head to its wisdom and the joy of your practice. I thank you all for joining me today. Stay well and namaste.
Namaste.